Gold Board does not directly buy gold. Gold Board, as an institution, does not directly buy gold. Gold is bought for Gold Board by individuals, private individuals who are licensed to buy gold.
Gold Board, as an institution, does not directly buy gold. Gold Board, as an institution, does not directly buy gold. Any statements are Honorable Sammy Gyamfi, CEO of Gold Board, ADINKRA. Na yesanse we nkwa no kan san say Ghana for bebre na accuse Gold Board for say omo na to illegal Galamsey for mu gold no no say no kreba kokra any, because before Gold Board came into existence no na amount for to Galamsey gold no, there were always buyers available to buy Galamsey gold into Gold Board for monsa anymore. Yan kwenko tie nsema odo ni na Honorable Sammy Gyamfi edit to jana ye kono na menka fully cash app no enfama so be so yan transaction ama no any African country bia de lolly cash app na menka for so be use if you say fast convenient 247 app na eye ejuma for ADINKRA your promo code na enjoy free transfer charge afei so ma menka for QBB travel agents enfama so be so want to country bia so sign per current house the QBB travel agents e wo honom say need to contact them because they are your partner in travel. Honorable Sammy Gyamfi, CEO of Gold Board, ADINKRA.
You are running the place, so you can tell us one way or the other. Is there Galamsey gold in there?
Okay, so I'll answer that question. But first of all, let me clear some misconceptions that people have relied on your question and the answer the president gave to your question, okay, to propagate in the last few days before I even come to the question. Because some have suggested that what the impression you sought to create, which I know was not your impression, but yeah, the impression they are rather seeking to create, is that Gold Board is promoting Galamsey. You see, and my simple question to them is, how can a 5-month-old statutory corporation, Gold Board, be responsible for an age-long Galamsey problem? Galamsey has been with us for decades. Galamsey has been with us for decades. This is last year there was no Gold Board, yet we saw a lot of protests against Galamsey because Galamsey had reached unprecedented and alarming levels. So how can you say that a corporation that was established barely 5 months ago is the one to blame for Galamsey? I mean, nothing could be further from the truth. Okay. Then, again, Gold Board, before you went on the break, you wanted to find out if the Gold Board Act even provides for the fight against Galamsey and all that. Gold Board was established to support the promotion of sustainability initiatives and environmentally friendly mining practices. If you look at section 3.1, I believe G and H of the Gold Board Act, we have that function. So Gold Board is rather supposed to come and support. We don't have that mandate. The mandate is that of the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources and their allied agencies like MINCOM, supported by the Ministry of Environment. They have that statutory obligation to fight Galamsey. But in stipulating our functions, Parliament said, Gold Board, since you will be in that space trading, you should support the fight. So, and in less than 5 months since our establishment, we've done what no institution in Ghana has done. This National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat, which was formed to be a multi-sectorial, central coordinating body for this Galamsey fight, for us to optimize resource. They didn't have money. They didn't have vehicles. In less than 5 months, Gold Board has given them 5 million Ghana cedis and 5 Toyota Hilux vehicles. And we plan to give them more vehicles. And since we gave them that support, you've seen the renewed fight all over the place. Colonel Boa, the leader of NEMOS, was in my office thanking me. That's, I mean, it's not been easy. Getting resources to eat, sometimes getting even fuel to move and all that is challenging, because the work entails a lot, and no matter how much we are allocated, it's just not enough, and so we need people to support. So how can the same Gold Board that is supporting the fight against, established to support the fight against illegal mining, and is actually supporting the fight against illegal mining by putting in resources, be accused of promoting Galamsey. Now, the third point, before I come to your question, is that there has always been a market for gold anywhere in the world, including Ghana. Have we ever woken up to any news that there is stranded gold in Ghana? People have gold and they don't have people to buy.
There's always demand.
There is always demand. There is always a market. People always buy. So before gold board, gold had a market. Gold had buyers. So to create the impression that nobody was buying Galamsey gold, and all of a sudden you've had gold board, which is now giving Galamsey gold a market and therefore encouraging it, then clearly you don't understand what you're saying. Let me make this clear. Now I'm answering your question. Gold board does not directly, as I've already explained, buy gold. Gold board, as an institution, does not directly buy gold. Gold is bought for gold board by individuals, private individuals who are licensed to buy gold. These are not structures of the gold board. These are businesses. Like in the gold cocoa space, you have LBCs. Okay. Now these people who buy gold, because I don't buy gold. Some people say, does gold board buy gold? They first of all must understand that gold board itself is not on the market buying gold. Gold board doesn't have buying offices for gold, where we can check whether gold is Galamsey or not. Let's understand that. So these private people who we have licensed buy the gold. Now these private people who buy the gold are not stationed on mining sites. They are located in towns and districts, mainly district capitals and regional capitals. They don't set up their buying offices on mining sites. So they sit in their offices and somebody brings gold to them to buy, and because they have the license, they buy. Now when they are buying, they don't have any technology or any system that will let them know that this gold that has been brought to me to buy, this was where it was mined, and this is the person who mined it, and this is when it was mined. Because you see, when we are talking about Galamsey gold, it is not just a matter of buying gold from unlicensed miners. That is a very narrow way of looking at it, because people can be licensed
and still
and yet mine gold illegally, worse than Galamseyers who are not licensed. So whether the person was licensed or not, how does the person sitting in a regional capital in his gold buying office, when the gold comes, how does he know that this gold was mined responsibly? For me, that is an issue, without any negative impact on the environment. They don't have that system. And this is a problem we've had since Nkrumah, or since our colonial days. Now it is this 5 months old company or corporation called Gold Board which has now been given the mandate to find a solution to that problem. And Kojo, you think we can find a solution in 5 months to a problem that has existed for how many decades?
Can we not adopt the traceability?
No. It is there.
Right.
It's in the function. We are supposed to promote formalization of small scale sector through traceability, responsible sourcing, and all that. I'm saying this has not been done since the colonial days. Now we are having this conversation about traceability because there is Gold Board. If there was no Gold Board, what government institution will lead traceability? So the fact that we are even discussing traceability, which is one of the topmost priorities of the Gold Board, both by way of policy and also by way of law, because we are enjoined to do so, is a testament to the fact that the Gold Board was established to help the fight against illegal mining. Because now you have an institution that can. And we have given timelines that before the end of this year, we will introduce the traceability system and commence the implementation, because it will take a long time before you roll it out. When people talk about traceability, they don't understand. But it is a very, very complicated thing, especially if you look at the ASM sector we have. Because you want to be able to trace every gold. And gold, when it is mined, is not the gold you see on television. The gold either is in a powdered form or in a form of nuggets and all that. And you should be able to tell the mine of origin where that gold came from. That means you have to use modern technology based on satellites, RFID, blockchain technology, and all that for miners who are licensed. That will be your starting point. That at the mine site, when they mine the gold, they must package the gold in a certain way. They must seal the gold. They must scan the seal. A unique code must be given that box so that when it is taken to a buying office, that buyer will know where the gold is coming from. That buyer will buy the gold in nuggets. He will put it together in many boxes, gold coming from over 100 locations, and then go and sell it to an aggregator. That aggregator must still be able to, he is going to smelt the gold. It means he's going to melt the gold into bars. He must be able to tell you that for this 5 kg of bar, this 5 kg of bar came from gold from 100 or 1,000 sources. He must not lose the original source of each of the components of the bar before he brings it to Gold Board, and Gold Board must do the same before it is exported out of Ghana. So that is a system we are working on now, and we are working with a lot of companies in that area. And by next year, I'm sure we'll have good news for Ghana. So the president was honest. You see, we must admit something. President Mahama is governing with integrity. He says it as it is. Never in the history of this country have we been able to achieve that. But now we are working on it. And very soon we'll be able to achieve that and know the source of gold. So that if you are a licensed buyer of the Gold Board and you are seated in Obuasi, anybody can bring you gold in your office at Obuasi. But that gold may not be coming from Obuasi. It may be coming from another town. How are you able to tell? Now we are working on a system which will help you to tell. So if you know the source, then you will know, is this source licensed? And are they certified as a licensed mining company? That because the fact that you are licensed doesn't mean that your gold is environmentally compliant. That is why we have a lot of licensed small-scale mines in Ghana who are not operating in accordance with the OECD guidelines, and therefore their gold will not be accepted by LBMA refinery. So the fact that you have a license is just a small part of the problem. But what are the methods of mining are you using? Are you using mercury? If you are licensed and you use mercury, that gold cannot be accepted. It cannot go to an LBMA refinery. Are you using child labor? That's against the OECD guidelines. So it is bigger than we expect, and the Gold Board will need time to put that system in place. But just by the way, Kojo, when you have that traceability system, it doesn't automatically resolve the issue. The country will have to take a decision as to how we treat gold that is not traceable. I won't say Galamsey gold, but gold that, because like I said, to Ghanaians, Galamsey gold is gold that is mined by an unlicensed miner. But to Gold Board, we cannot adopt that definition. It is gold that is mined irresponsibly, whether you are licensed or not. If you are not following the OECD guidelines, your gold will not be traced, and your gold cannot find its way into our reserves or into an LBMA. So what then happens to gold that is not traceable? That is gold coming from persons without licenses, or persons with licenses but who are not even mining responsibly. Somebody will say, then don't buy it. The counter argument somebody can make is, if you don't buy it, then what are you telling them? To smuggle it? Because gold will always have a buyer. Gold will always have a market. And that gold is a property of the Republic vested in the president. So are you going to reject it and tell the person to smuggle it so that we don't even get the effects and the revenue we are supposed to get from it? Or will you say that for those producing traceable gold, we will buy your gold at a premium, like some LBMA refineries do? But if we are not sure about the sources of your gold, we'll buy it at a punitive discount to discourage that practice. All these things must be decided upon by Parliament and the government of the day. But the first thing is to have a traceability system in place, which is what Gold Board by law is mandated to do, and by policy has begun the processes. And like the president said, by next year we will commence the rollout. I'm not saying we are going to achieve it. We will commence the rollout, meaning that we will have that technology, we will have the hardware and the software, and then we will begin to onboard licensed miners onto it. licensed miners who are complying with the OECD guidelines. We work with the MINCOM and Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources to onboard them gradually until, if there are 1,000 licensed miners, we are able to onboard all of them. And this cooperative mining program that has been launched, we can even onboard some of them, because you see, it is in our interest as gold traders to pursue traceability, because traceable gold is valuable than non-traceable gold. Because Ghana's small-scale gold is not traceable, all this money we've got in this $6 billion that we are discussing, it could be more, you know that.